To young farmer. My name's Johnny, of course. This is episode 6. After all that work yesterday and buying the tractor, I came down and I talked to Carol, my aunt, who I haven't talked to in many years. And she shed a little more light on what's going on between her and Uncle Bob. And yeah, I found out a few things that I didn't know. We'll get to that in a little while, but she's more of a pillar of the community than I thought she was, and exactly that. I mean, much more so than Bob. I'm going to be spending some time with Aunt Carol. She's got her head on straight. Um, anyway, it's 8 o'clock at night. I got myself a chili dog and a blizzard from DQ. I was talking to Carol, excuse me, and I'm gonna head down to the local saloon down there and have tossed back a few. Just jump on top of the car, why don't I? Place is kind of dark. I hope they're open. I'm sure they are. They've got those tinted windows, so nobody can see in. Oh, it's dark. There we go. All right, be back in a few. Toss back a few anyway. Okay. I spent a few hours there at the local tavern, and I think it's time to head for home. Gotta be careful with my driving. Toss back a few. I don't think I'm beyond the limit, but no sense taking any chances. Watch my speed. There's only one cop in town, and I only got a short distance to go, but you never know. Yeah, I found out a little more information about the town while I was in there. Some of the locals telling me some things. In fact, I need to talk to the guy tomorrow about some tractor parts. Guy had one similar to mine, and he may have some more implements he'd be willing to sell me cheap. In fact, one of them was a cab for the thing. You'd have to check to make sure that it would fit on my specific one, but he also recommended that I replace my tricycle front end with a wider stance one. So I'm seriously considering that. And from there we will see. But be that as it may, it's almost 10:30. I'll be quiet because Bob is probably asleep. But in the morning, we'll get back to work on that tractor. Well, it's the next morning, and so far it's an overcast day. Um, I was mentioning last night that I wanted to change the front end around so I had a wider stance on the front instead of the tricycle, because I have the end loader on that, or the front loader on that, and noticed yesterday picking up the logs it was quite unstable. So I'm going to run it down to the farm equipment store and see if they can help me out. Make sure my door is locked. Couldn't remember, I came in late last night and I didn't remember if I even locked it. Ah, heck, maybe I don't even need to lock it. Oh man, this thing could really use a paint job too. We'll look into that. Oh yeah, later today, or 9 o'clock when the bank opens. I need to go down and make a withdrawal to pay for this beast. I may have some to add to it too. All right. Well, at least so far I haven't had to take out a loan. I'll give it one thing, she sure runs nice. All right, I'm gonna run in here and talk to them about upgrading the tractor more. Okay, they're gonna put a new front end on her. Um, I still need to find out about getting the cab for it. When I talked to that guy at the Saloon last night, and he said he may have one for it. So I guess I'm walking home. Aunt Carol just called me and wanted me to come over and wanted to talk more about things we were talking about last night. So we're gonna do that. She also said she had a proposition for me. I assume that meant something other than what some of you might be thinking. So she said she'd make some breakfast, and I told her I'd be right over. There's that pickup truck again. looks rough, but boy, is it decked out as far as the suspension on it. I don't know how the engine is, but it definitely looks promising. I think this is it. Yeah, this looks familiar. No driveway out front. Here we go. Now we'll just park here. And let's go see Aunt Carol. Well, I just had a conversation with Carol. Aunt, Aunt Carol. She told me I should call her Carol. Um, and the proposition was not a bad one. It was actually a very good one. Um, the field that's out in front of me here, she owns the house and the farm, quote unquote farm. It's just a field and an outbuilding. But she showed me around, and she needs someone to farm it because Bob said he didn't want to mess with it, and that she should ask me. So, yeah. And Carol's Bronco there, she showed it to me. Quite a nice vehicle. Um, Carol's not, has the farmer's wife that I remember. She's quite outgoing in the community. And then she went on to show me around, and it turns out that Bob had some farm equipment, and that she didn't tell me about. So let's I'll walk you over here. It's an old Ford 6810. He's got a pull behind combine. But yeah, I didn't know he had any equipment. Let's see, a plow and cultivator and a pull behind type harrow or weeder or whatever. Um, I mean, he doesn't have a whole extensive amount of stuff, but he didn't tell me he had a tractor. I just bought one. Um, but Carol says no, it runs fine, and she would appreciate it if I would go out there and do something with the field. And then she told me last night that um, the lot that I've been clearing is actually it's her property. Bob didn't let on at that. He just said he had plans for it. So I guess he didn't lie to me. He just said he had plans for it. Um, at any rate, she has plans for it. She's going to make like a community market there. She has really big plans of working with the city and doing some orchards in town. And but she really wants to work with another facility outside of town. It's a potato chip factory, and they would like to do a contract with her for potatoes. So yeah, she's got all kinds of things in the works. And yeah, Carol's pretty well in touch with the community. And she said, well, you can start by getting rid of those weeds out in the field if you would. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just jump in the Ford here. I remember driving this thing as a kid too. Well, actually, I was sitting alongside Uncle Bob, but at any rate, it's pretty straightforward here. Gears. Don't quite understand the gearing, but there we go. Right. Okay. Easy on the throttle there. Back up to that thing. Well, there's either go or no go on this thing, seems like, with that throttle. Can't ease into it. So I better just take it easy. Folks, always remember to be safe. Shut the vehicle off when going back to engage the stuff. It's always safer. Set the brake, leave it in gear, yada yada yada. There we go. It doesn't have it. Oops. See, now that's why you do it. I could have fell on my toe. Okay. Oop. Oh, gotta push the choke back in. Gotta raise that thing up. So it's not a huge field by any means, so we'll just take care of these weeds that are out here. And if she wants to plant potatoes, then she is going to have to get a planter for potatoes, because these we don't have anything to do that. Missed a few there. So that's done. The next thing that's going to have to be done is the purchase of a potato planter. Go see what state the field is in right now. And potatoes need a particular pH. Oh, this hasn't been plowed in a while. Okay, so well, let's just go ahead and do that. We do have a plow. I'm sure Carol would appreciate it. Let's go ahead and do that. Very little about plowing, so I think I need to start on the other end here. Back to real time when I'm doing field work. Otherwise, before you know it, the day is over. I'm just doing the in-rows here to start. Drop one wheel into the trough. Yeah, that's about right. Aunt Carol just came out to the field and greeted me at the edge with a couple slices of watermelon. It's kind of nice. And she told me that my Uncle Phil had just called and wondered where I was, so I guess I didn't hear my cell phone go off when I was on the tractor here. So, yeah, I guess he's wanting to know where his money is for the tractor. I guess that's being the car salesman that he is. So, yeah, as soon as I get done here, I'm going to have to run up there, run to the bank, get the money, go by the dealership, pay off the tractor. I got one more pass here and I'll be done. I'm also going to grab a soil sample real quick to see what state this is in. It was obvious it needed to be plowed. I don't know how long it had been. It's pretty rough. So I'm going to grab a soil sample, take that down to the dealership. They can analyze it there. Because I'm suspecting that it's probably going to need some lime and fertilizer as well. Aunt Carol said she didn't know how long it had been since he plowed. But she said it's been more than 3 years, so I guess their yield must not have been so great. Okay, that does that. I know you're supposed to grab several soil samples, but I'm gonna go out here in the middle of the field and grab one real quick. Found a little solo cup in the cab. I'll put it in that. And this looks like about as good a spot as any. Yeah. That'll do it. Yeah, this tractor isn't running the best, I'm telling you. Bob needs to do some work on it. You know, my tractor is definitely running better than it is. Oh, I guess I'm gonna do my best to try to put it back there in the corner where I got it. No. Oops. There. Uncle Bob doesn't like that. He's just gonna have to figure it out. Well, I'm glad that job is done. Watch your feet here. Oh, darn, I gotta lower it first. Okay. I should have known better. Yeah, I'm glad this job is done. It won't have to be done now for another 3 years. Or 3 seasons, whatever. And I think our job here is done. Yeah, let's go down to the bank. It always feels strange jumping back into a car after you've been driving a tractor. You feel like you're in a go-kart. You're sitting really low. Alright, to the bank. Well, $11,200 poorer. That's the first time I've noticed the sign on the front. It says first and only Griffin Bank. That's a cute play on words. Alright. Any rate, let's go pay off Uncle Phil. There she is. Oh, by the way, I did find out at the bar the other night that her name is Kathy, and she actually works at the Dairy Queen. So I'll have to ask Carol more about her. I should have thought about that this morning, but I didn't. That'll give me more reasons to go to the Dairy Queen. Alright, let's go talk to Uncle Phil. Okay, well, I paid Phil, or I dropped him off the check for 11,200. That was the extra 200 was the licensing for it. He also made me an offer. Well, actually, he mentioned the fact that, are you still thinking about that pickup truck? And I said, yeah, but I probably can't afford it unless you want to trade my bug in, one for the other. And he's like, no, I can't do that. And that truck's worth more than that bug is. But he did say he might be able to do it for like $5,000 additional. And right now I've only got 5,200 in my bank account, so I don't think that's a wise choice at this point. I don't know. I told him I'd think about it and get back to him. So yeah, that's where we are now. So let's go see how they're doing with my tractor. Yeah, he seems interested in the bug, but I don't know. I kind of like my bug. I would miss it. I don't know much about the truck. He said I could take it for a test drive, but I said, maybe later. Don't want to make him think I'm that interested in it. Maybe I can drop the price on him. I know he is Ken, but just the same. Alright. Oh, I did get a phone call from the guy that had the cab for the John Deere. Hello, sweetie. And he said he was going to drop that off at the dealership, or the store today. He also had some wheel weights that would probably work for the rear wheels, and he said he would throw them in there free of charge. And we did talk last night about a price, and it was between 4,000 and 5,000. So we'll just have to wait and see. That would put me down to nothing in my pockets. But that's how I kind of started this week. So, oh, the tractor is out. Oh, look at that! It's got front wheels. That looks much better. It looks so narrow with that little tiny tricycle wheel. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like that. Um, the guy in the store also told me that probably about another 2,000 to paint this thing, get everything looking new again. Yeah, nice new set of tires, front end. I'm surprised they got that done in that amount of time. Oh, they put the wheel weights on as well. Oh, that will help. Cool. Okay, well, let me go talk to them and see what the story is. The cab should be here. I just don't know when they're going to have it put on. Be right back. Well, he said they would get to work on that, putting the cab uh, on the John Deere. I told them to hold off on the paint job. I can't afford it right now. Um, uh, the guy said that uh, don't worry about the 5,000 for the cab. He knows I'm good for it, and I'm gonna Bob and make sure of it. So they're gonna go ahead and put it on, and I'll just pay that guy whatever I get it. Especially because he threw those wheel weights on in there as well. That's the beauty of the farming community, man. We're always out to help each other. Nobody's trying to make any quick bucks. Um, so yeah, they will get that on there maybe this afternoon, maybe this evening, whatever. He said give him a call back tomorrow and we'll see if we get her done. So I guess it's home for now. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else I needed to do while I was in town or while I was out and about. I guess not. Watch where you're going. And that firewood thing is still full. Tell you what, though, as soon as I do get the tractor back, I'm going to have to pick up that wood. And I talked to Bob about that too. And I told him the amount I was going to get for that one chunk of wood, and he said, "Well, you can always store it up behind the trailer there. There's nothing says you can't." So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Just storing it back there and sell it off as firewood as the bin's empty. So as long as Bob doesn't mind that, that's what I will do. I can't turn it into cash right away because there's no demand for it at the moment. Alright, folks, I guess that's going to do it for this episode of Young Farmer. Um, Tune in tomorrow or next episode, and we will get our tractor back and start hauling wood again. Um, I dropped that soil sample off to the farm implement store as well. Pro Farm, or I guess whatever it's called. and they're going to have that analyzed, and they'll have the results tomorrow, and that'll decide what we need to do on Aunt Carol's field. So, at any rate, everybody, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Good day now.